hey, yo, how you doing, guys? It's 1/5 of them boys, me, the one, AJ Anthony Jordan. So you know what that means? We're here. And why are we here, guys? Because not only was there For the Love of Wrestling this past weekend gone, there was For the Love of Progress 3. Yes, guys, that's right. For the Love of Progress 3. Now, if you're not familiar with For the Love of Progress, this is chapter 176 of the Progress chapters, as it were, but it's all part of the For the Love of Wrestling weekend. Now, it's down in Manchester, so if you're a normal Progress fan, no, it's not in the ballroom, but it's a weekend to be had, because guess what? You like wrestling, we like wrestling, so we're going to love wrestling. So for the love of Progress, for the love of wrestling, that's what it's all about. But essentially what it is, guys, you buy your ticket to a pre For the Love of Wrestling weekend show. Last year was Sean Waltman. This year was Lex Luger. After that, you buy another ticket and you attend your For the Love of Progress. Now, if you're a Progress fan, you know you got to be down for the love of progress. And this one did not disappoint. You know how it didn't disappoint? Because you start your show off with your champ. That's right. The champ himself, Luke Jacobs, was back in Young Gun form as he teamed up with Ethan Allen to take on wrestling royalty in the form of Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster, aka Subculture, guys. Solid match here from the guys. I've seen some stuff that yeah, it put me down. It put me in a real high. Like after Lex, I thought, oh, not that Progress would never deliver, but this was a solid match. You had both sides delivering, going through. Obviously, the Progress champ makes you kind of feel like you got an advantage. It's my first time seeing the Young Guns as a tag team in person, so this was something for me. And Subculture do what Subculture do. I'm not going to pull out my T-shirt, but the MO Dub are down with Subculture. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough for Subculture to pick up the win because the Progress champ himself, tagging up with Mr. Allen, yeah, they came out with their victory. There was an awesome move to end it. Not only did they warmed up the ending with a Doomsday device, and then you had this pile driver from Luke Jacobs with a swift like Pele kick or whatever you want to call it, as a swift punt kick to from Ethan Allen, and 1, 2, 3, the Young Guns get the victory over the veterans that are Subculture. So congratulations to Subculture on that one. Okay, guys, now it's time to talk about a bit of a debut. Who did we have debuting? Yes, we had the young Holly Barlow taking on Simply the Best. Yes, I am talking about Lana Austin. Now, I know there are two t-shirts out there. You can either be part of the Lana Austin Love Club or Hate Club. I'm a Lana Austin fan. I'm just gonna say that for the kickoff. But you know what? It's always good to see Holly. This is like my second or third time seeing Holly perform, but it was good to see her on a Progress stage. That progressing in her career, but such a mainstay and such a landmark company. It was good to see that. Very nice match between these two. Holly showing the development. This is what I love, is the development. Again, someone who is the best. Some will hate, some will love. The crowd were on this one. There was we love you, Lana, we do. We hate you, Lana, we do. But it went there. Holly had the crowd behind her as well. But ultimately, Lana came through with a forearm and got the victory. Now, guys, this next match we've had one tag match. This was another tag match for the night, but this tag match has been based on hatred. And why is there hatred? I don't know. Quite frankly, I don't think Lycos Jim know the only two who can answer that are Nico Angelo and Connor Mills. But yes, for the first time, they're all in there on an actual sanctioned match. It was Lycos Jim versus Nico Angelo and Connor Mills. Now, with this match, it wasn't your normal tag match. It was teams, yes, but it was a tornado tag, and they went to town. That you can feel the hatred. I congratulate Progress on doing this, because, quite frankly, if you had to wait for tags, it would have been too much for the ref. There was so much tag team action and sinking and synergy between these guys. The way Mills and Angelo threw the Lycos Jim out, then Lycos Jim then reversing into stuff, moves throughout. It was a really big match. The offense was hardcore. Like, when I tell you that Nico Angelo and Connor Mills have this level of hatred for Lycos Jim, it was there. They started working on the guys, trying to get these submission moves in. Lycos Jim are fighting back. Do not get me wrong, by any means. Like, they put their fight in. They done what they had to do, did what they could do, and ultimately, at one point, there was a point where Lycos Jim had the submissions going on, and I actually thought it was the way forward. When I say the way forward, I thought Lycos Jim actually had both men about to tap out, but then there was a reversal from Connor Mills, even though Angelo was still in a submission. And I think I have to watch this back on demand Progress Plus. I've got to be honest, I kind of missed this one. I'm making notes and trying to go for it. But what happens is I believe Lycos 2 tapped out. Now this is because earlier Connor Mills had him in like what I can only believe was like the Brock lock, but his knee and leg is done. Done, guys. So it looks like he's tapped, but now Connor Mills has released him and starts pounding down on Lycos. Kid like us, and it looks like we're going to get it. Like, it looks like the beatdown continues, and overall, it's now been declared a no contest because this feud goes on. So, the war between these four guys is not over. These two teams will be continuing to go to war, but we will be talking on that a little bit more. But congratulations to both teams, I suppose, on getting a little Dukes in. Slight edge to Mills and Angela, I'd say. But hey, let's not discount Lycos Gym because we've seen what Lycos. Well, I was going to say Lycos. I'm going to start with Lycos too because I've seen him pick up Bullet. But hey, we all know that kid Lycos knows how to get the victories in, and he's been a world champion, and he took out Spike Trevay. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think we've seen Spike since then. So that tells you what Lycos Gym can do both individually and as a team. So Mills and Angelo, look out. But at the same time, Lycos Gym, there's a bit of a challenge going on for you guys. Okay, guys, now we move on to the first title defense of the night. That is the reigning, defending Nina Samuels, who won at Unboxing. She cashed in against Rio and won the title, taking on Emerson Jane. Now, both of these ladies have so much respect from not just me, but the entire ministry. And I'd like to think the entire wrestling fandom. Like, if you are a fan of UK wrestling, you are not unfamiliar with these names. And to see them go to a clash, they clashed. They clashed. They really gave it absolutely everything. There's this move that Emerson Jane does recently where she has you on the rope, slides underneath you, suplex you, and it comes out of the ring. You've got to see that. Lena's also got her smile going on, that drop kick. I'm calling them spots that most people are familiar with. And you had a chance to believe that both people had a chance to get their victory, but ultimately it did come down to Nina Samuels. Now, not only did Nina win, but Nina got a bit too boastful, bit too bashful. And when I say bashful, she went in for more of a bashing, and that's where she tried to deliver more of a beat down to Emerson Jane and had a bit of a statement of she's defeated Rio. No one's seen Rio. She's done this, she's done that. And guess what? With all of that statement, out came Kanji. Well, that was it. She actually came with the speech, was about to go for the beatdown, and Kanji came for the save. Now, in another promotion, those two are a tag team. But more than anything, we don't need to talk about the tag team. We just need to talk about the hatred between Nina Samuels and Kanji. Now, Kanji has stated to Nina and declared a challenge that she is coming for that title and she will be taking that title off of Nina 7 belts. Will Kanji be granted that match? We are yet to see. And when will it be? We are yet to know. But if I know the powers that be at Progress, or I hope to know what they've got in mind, we are in for yet another clash between two greats. And it's going to be even deeper and thicker because the titles are on the line. But congratulations to Nina Samuels on retaining the Progress Women's Championship. Now, guys, the next match that we have for tonight was International Star, GCW Star, Juan Cormandes taking a number one contender, Tate Mayfair. Now I say number one contender, Tate won the Thunder Bastard. He can cash in at any time. He has declared that he was doing it in the ballroom. So that match will be, it's already been declared, but here we go. Juan Cormandes versus Tate Mayfair. First time seeing Mandes live, and my God, what a treat. What a treat. Now, look, if you followed UK wrestling, it's very hard to cheer Mayfair's with love. Like, you can cheer him because you appreciate the talent. Mayfair's takeness is greatness. That has never been to be disputed. However, yeah, seeing him as a face and just getting on with it, like having the crowd behind him was a great match. And what I love with this match is that as much as there was back and forth, there was mutual respect throughout. Both guys had the crowd behind them and neither disappointed by doing anything heelish. They just gave an absolute solid match. I loved every moment of this. It could actually be a contender for match of the night for me. These guys really put on a showing, and ultimately Tate Mayfair came out and got the victory. He had a handshake with Manders, they hugged it out, and it was awesome. Manders walks out, and what do we get? The champ himself, Luke Jacob, comes out on the attack, starts delivering a very, very big beatdown to Tate Mayfair. He even goes under the ring, slaps him down with a chair a few times. It was not pretty. It was not pretty, but yeah, basically what Luke Jacobs is here to say is this title's going nowhere. However, if I know anything about Tate Mayfair's, and I've seen quite a bit of Tate Mayfair's, that's only fueled him more. So I tell you what, My Own Destiny, look out, guys, for a killer main event as these two finally clash and the title is on the line. Will we be seeing a new champ, or will Northwest Strong, Mr. Manchester himself, do you know, normally you get a home crowd advantage? No, there was no love for Jacobs in Manchester. But yeah, this match is gonna go down at My Own Destiny. Luke Jacobs, Tate Mayfair's one-on-one for the Progress title, guys. Look out for it. Absolutely amazing. But again, I highly encourage anyone who wasn't there, go log on, because this was a match between two greats. Talking of great matches, following, I mean, look, the whole card was stacked, but this was, we had another great match in the form of Man Like DeReiss versus the debuting Richard Holliday of MLW fame. Now, guys, I don't know if you're familiar with Richard Holliday, whether it's from your MLW days. Have you seen him in the UK shows before? I've seen him once before. This match showed hatred. Now, I could show you guys heat. I could talk about booing. From the moment this man entered the arena, the booing took place. And all I have to do is commend him for being able to get the crowd that much against him. I was going to say behind him, but to be that much against him. So big props to Richard Holliday. Last time I saw him, it was in a multi-man match. Seeing him on a one-on-one against Man Like DeReiss, the one who's on fire, normally has most people petrified, as you know. Great match. DeReiss has favored a bit of a leg injury there. There was a solid back and forth on this one. It was very hard to call who would be the winner on this one. DeReiss had the crowd, DeReiss had momentum. Then next thing you know, Richard Holliday's got momentum. Solid match throughout, but ultimately your victor was the one and only Man Like DeReiss, going in for another victory, which ultimately, guys, you know what? We saw it out unboxing. He's had a title match before, but with these victories, yes, he's had a few losses, but with these victories, we can only but believe that Man Like DeReiss is once again a solid contender for the Progress Wrestling title. And if not, you know what? Maybe Axel Teacher. Maybe we're looking at something with the Atlas title. Maybe Mr. Miller himself for the Proteus title. But you can't deny that there's got to be a point with all of these victories coming under his belt and the crowd support. Man Like DeReiss must be a contender for a title. Hey, who knows? Maybe he's going to be tagging up with Leon and going for a bit of tag gold. But either way, this momentum goes on strong. So congratulations to Man Like DeReiss for his victory there. Okay, guys, now it's time for the main event. If Den the Tech was here, he would call this the nice off, because we're talking about the master of the up himself, Simon Miller, and the spectacular, I'm not going to say the word, but you know who I'm talking about, Charles Crowley, in a one-on-one match for the Proteus title. First time I've seen the Proteus title being the main event title. And here we go. As you know, with the Proteus title, it's down to the champion to decide the finish. Now, we've had submission matches, we've had knockout matches. There have been a multitude of different matches along the way, not only under Simon's reign, but all the champs' reigns. This was a very interesting one, guys, because I believe Simon's put it out to the people to vote, and the voting system was WWE finishers for the win. Now, I thought that might have been like a la 2K20, whatever, or your WWE 2K games, and before, hit a finisher, you win. So I was very happy to see that when like Simon pulled out his sock and then got hit with the switching music, the match continued, you know. So there was that, it was there, but the fun that was had in this match was absolutely amazing. I'm talking callbacks to Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels with the "I'm sorry, I love you." I'm talking about pedigrees. I'm talking about spears. I'm talking stunners, rock bottoms, the lot. And the way they delivered them swanton bombs, every finisher you can think of was actually delivered. It was so much fun between two great performers who were just there for the crowd, and the crowd lapped up every minute of it. Now, I've dropped a few names, but it will not shock you that one of the names that did drop for the finisher was a big ooh-ah spear from good old Simon Miller. But I have to say, there was a point, Tom, you messed up. You messed up, Tom, because you were awesome ref as always. But there it was. I'm sure it was Tom. May have been Oscar, but I'm sure it was Tom. But we had a roll up and they didn't count. The referee didn't count. At which point, Simon Miller, and this was from Crowley to Miller, but Crowley came up and like, how dare you not count? That's the most devastating finisher in all of wrestling. Then Crowley got another one. Then at this point, the ref did realize, hey, it's a backwards. So he tried to go for the pin, but it kicked out. And that's where, once again, as I said, Simon Miller hit the Roman Reigns spear, followed by a Goldberg jackhammer. 1, 2, 3. The victory remains, and Simon Miller is still your Proteus champion. But big old congratulations to both these guys for the entertainment, the respect for each other, and the love for the crowd. And you know what? They sent everybody home happy. So, guys, do you know what? This is actually a spectacular time for me. 16 minutes, I believe, is what we're kind of clocking in on this one. Shows what happens when we don't have to. Anyway, look, love to the guys, but yeah, one voice. I can't believe it's a 16-minute video. Gonna probably end up on 20. But guys, all I want to say is thank you so much to Progress Wrestling. And yeah, it was an absolute great weekend down in Manchester. Now, guys, that was chapter 176. Are you ready for chapter 177 coming in just a few days? So get your tickets while you can. My Own Destiny. Now, guys, here we go. I talked about it earlier. We talked about the feud that is Lycos Jim and Nico Angelo and Connor Mills. Well, here we go. Let the feud continue, because Nico Angelo takes on Kid Lycos. What else do we have? Guys, we have another great match in the form of Session Moth Martina and Lana Austin versus Rain Leverkusen and Alexis Falcon. This should be a lot of fun. There's a lot of talent in here and a lot of great entertainers, so we should have a great laugh with this one. This match was announced just today. Just as I'm about to record, I see the poster come up, so we've got to celebrate it once again. We are talking Man Like DeReiss taking on Miles Kamen in his Electric Ballroom debut. This one's gonna put on something. You know, you got DeReiss, who I said has got quite a few victories under his belt. Miles Kamen making a debut. Both men definitely out to make a name for themselves on this one. Now, guys, we talked about feuds. Nico Angelo, Kid Lycos, Angelo and Mills versus Lycos Jim. There is more beef in the tag team world because, guys, yes, I am talking about none other than Sanity, the former Progress champions, taking on Sunshine Machine. This feud was built off of Sunshine Machine trying to help Sanity, but it went wrong and cost Sanity their tag team titles. And since then, the feud has been building. Guys, My Own Destiny will also be the time for a great match, a time to say goodbye to one of wrestling's greats, because Rio, who has just lost her title recently last year to Nina Samuels, takes on the retiring Meiko Satomura. Meiko will also be doing a great meet and greet before the show, guys. Make sure you secure your tickets for that one, because it's going to be a showdown between two of the greats. And this is one of the last times you'll be able to see Meiko in the UK, guys. So make sure you make your way down there. I can't even call a victory on this one. This is two greats, two former Progress champions about to throw it down. I would like to say it's for a number one contendership, but hey, we don't make us retiring. So hey, who knows? Does this put Rio back in a spot for a contendership? I don't know. We can only find out in time. Talking tag team titles, guys. Here we are. The Smoking Aces take on an international team. When I say international team, it's a team formed of international stars, Aigle Blanc and Kuro from France. So I believe Aigle Blanc's from Spain, Kuro's from France. Yeah, it's going to go down. And the Aces, who are the Progress Tag Team of the Year, will definitely be putting up a fight. And I don't think they're ready to drop those titles just yet, but who knows? It would be nice to see a bit of an international flair on this. Right, we talked about Mr. Main Event himself, Simon Miller, as he takes on one part of the Session Dogs. Yes, guys, I am talking about Gene Money's nephew. Will Cruz takes on Simon Miller for the Proteus title. What is the stipulations on this one? I do not know. All I know is we're in for a treat, and I really do hope the Session Dogs know to keep themselves to the back, because I want to see these two go down and throw it down on their own. Now, guys, we talked about it before. The main event. Tate Mayfair cashes in against Luke Jacobs for the Progress Men's title. Guys, this is going to be one to remember. This is going to be a match. Both guys have got a lot to prove. There's a lot of blood been spilled already. There's a lot of anger on the line here. So let's see. Will this be the one? Will Mayfairs be able to take the title, or will Mr. Northwest Strong still stay on? And you know what? We've got to ask the question. Will we see it? Will the match take place? Kanji, Nina Samuels. Will it happen at My Own Destiny? Will it not? Will Nina actually just accept this match at that time? Guys, I don't know. All I'm saying is be sure to get your tickets. Be sure to do your meet and greet with Meiko, because as I said, this is one of the last few times you're going to see in the UK. But more importantly, head on down to the ballroom because it's going to be a big one. Now, if you're like me, who unfortunately cannot get the day off work and you have other commitments, you've agreed to take the family out, you know what? Demand Progress Plus. Get your subscription up, log in, be sure to catch it because it's gonna go down. This is a ministry endorsement. There is no funding, no nothing in it. It's just that we love good wrestling. This is all about for the love of progress, and we are showing nothing but love to Progress because they give good wrestling. So, guys, get your tickets. There are links below on how you can secure your tickets. Do check it out. There's even a link to sign up to the On Demand if you ain't got it. Just whatever you do, don't miss out because to miss is to diss. And I'm not talking diss in Progress. I'm talking dissing yourself. So, guys, be sure to get down there. I will watch online and you may see a review. Normally, it's live shows you get a review from. But we'll see. We'll see because I'm excited for this match. But until the next time, guys, I am the one AJ, as I said, representing 1/5 for them boys, the Ministry of Wrestling.